Okay, short video today guys about rest times for one-arm pull-up training. I want to keep it short and to the point, and all I'm going to say really is that you want to have long rest times. How long, you might ask? Well, this might vary from person to person, but personally I don't think 3 minutes really cut it. For most things that I have been working on in the last couple of months, I've been using 4, 5 and even more than 5 minutes as rest times. And the reason as to why I want to do this is that the one-arm pull-up is a very strength-intensive move. It's a very strength-intensive skill, and so you need to build a lot of strength in order to be able to do it. And when you're building strength, you want to stick to, generally speaking, to lower rep ranges, or in this case, if you're doing different type of exercises where you don't necessarily do reps, but you do hold times and similar, you want to stick to high effort exercises that demand a lot of strength from you, that you can't do for too long because you don't want to necessarily focus on endurance and being able to do a lot of reps. That's not the focus until you can do a single rep, right? You want to first unlock the one-arm pull-up and so build a lot of strength before you start building that as endurance further on. But that's for another video, that's another part of the journey, to build multiple rep one-arm pull-up sets and all of that jazz. Point is that you want to build strength. You need to have a lot of rest, say well rested and ready to stress those muscles and ready to put out all of that effort, thus signaling that, well, this strength, which is pretty much all that I can summon being very fresh, is insufficient, so we need to keep on building. So yeah, for me, 5 minutes seems to be a sweet spot. And for many of you right now, you might be thinking, oh fuck, am I gonna have to be in the gym for, I don't know, an hour and a half just working on my one-arm pull-up training?
Come on now, dawg. Come on, man.
Not necessarily. I mean, if you don't have equipment at home or you have access to some stuff generally throughout the day, you kind of have to fit things into your gym schedule, yes. So I would encourage you to find the exercises you respond well to. If you haven't really found much, I can encourage you to check out my playlist on this on YouTube, or specifically this video right here on isometric holds, which I found to be a great exercise for building one-arm pull-up strength. But yeah, if you don't really have equipment at home or equipment you're able to use throughout the day, you'll sort of have to make it work, right? But still, I'd recommend to go for high exertion exercises and to have long rest in between. And when you're actually going onto the bar and you're actually doing your training, so in between the resting, you don't want to necessarily stay on the bar, for example, for too long. With iso holds, for example, you want to slowly add weight, or whether it comes to different exercises, you want to keep up the progressions and keep up the difficulty, whether you're scaling it with weight or with leverage or whatever you might be doing. You want to make sure that you're not building too much endurance relative to strength. Like the primary goal is to build strength. And although you obviously have some carryover, like let's say you do pull-ups. If you do sets of 25, 30 pull-ups, obviously you'll get stronger as well, but it'll mostly target endurance as opposed to strength. They're in sort of the opposite end of the spectrum. And so for this strength training, I would stick to exercises which you can't do for too long, maybe like max 15, 16 seconds for an iso hold. And when you reach these sort of metrics, I'd level up the difficulty. So short bursts of high energy output, of high effort exercises, and in between that you want to rest for long durations of time.
Okay.
And one key with this is that one little hack, I suppose. I might make a video about this if there's interest, to make a more detailed video about this, but that is greasing the groove. That is basically that during the day, let's say you're at home and you have a pull-up bar at home, is that instead of having a dedicated, let's say 1 hour session where you're training for the one-arm pull-up, you can, during the day, once every hour, do an isometric hold or two and just keep on going with your day. And this is a great way to, if you have access to this, and I guess also if you're at home and if you have the availability in your time schedule to do this, then it's a nice way to be fresh every time you go onto the bar, to have a lot of strength available, and to really exert that during those moments on the bar. And in this way, I mean, you don't want to do this too many times a week because it can be quite fatiguing, but it's a great way to get in a lot of high quality reps and a lot of high quality sets, because you step up to the bar when you're fresh and you're able to exert max effort on the bar when you're actually there, as opposed to having, let's say, 2-3 minutes and not fully recuperating. It's good for really like burning out the muscles, but then you start bleeding into more like hypertrophy, so muscle building.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
And endurance aspect of training, which isn't what we want to focus on, at least in the beginning, for the one-arm pull-up. So yeah, with that, I'm pretty much wrapping up the video. Let me know if you want to see a specific video about greasing the groove style protocols for training, either it be one-arm pull-up training or just other forms of functional training. And also, how many days a week do you train the one-arm pull-up? This is quite interesting to me, and I figure I might make a video about this. So if you guys are curious, let me know what you do yourself, and I'll make a video detailing what I do and sort of the general gist of what I've gotten both online and from training myself and other people, what seems to be the best approach when it comes to number of days per week as well. So with that all said, thanks for watching, and as always, remember to keep on training, train what you love, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers guys.